Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, everywhere you are. Good evening, according to your times and locations. I am John Paul, and I bring you greetings. Hope you've been doing well. Hope your day has been going on well. I am coming back on this live chat again on the same subject about marriage. Last week we considered, is marriage a scam? Is marriage a scam? Last week we brought a very wonderful guest who gave us quite a lot of snippets about relationship, and we looked at it from the perspective of a single or a bachelor and a spinster. She made a lot of wonderful points that I would want us to go back, watch the video again, or listen to the audio on our Telegram page and get refreshed. She said so many things. Today we are moving to the second part, which will deal with the practical aspects of marriage, and we are bringing a couple that is experienced in discussing matters of marriage and relationships. I have brought them on this platform before in 2022 to discuss sex and infidelity, because one of their specialties is on sexology, or the issue of sex in marriage. Today they are going to help us discuss on different aspects of marriage, especially the parts that correlate with whether marriage is a scam or not. Before I bring them up, I want to intimate us. Thank you very much, ma. God bless you, ma. Amen. I want to intimate us with why this subject is coming at this time. I pray for people, counsel people almost every day. And if I say almost every day, I mean almost every day. And one of the things that we talk about and pray about has to do with marriage and relationships. Almost every day, somebody somewhere is tired of his marriage, is tired of her marriage. Then it becomes a cause for concern that why would something so glorious and wonderful be like this? For the younger ones who are observing us, some of them are beginning to make up their minds that marriage is a scam. Many people, male, female, are beginning to think about just finding ways to have children and then live single lives. Those who are married are becoming single parents, especially women. And anyone who is concerned about marriage and about the future will begin to ask questions. That is why we considered this subject last week, and we are coming back to conclude on it today. If the society will continue, if the purpose of God for humanity will be accomplished, marriage is one of the institutions that he will use to accomplish that purpose. Of the three major institutions founded by God that we are told about in the Bible, marriage is the first. God himself is the one that founded the institution of marriage. He was the one that said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make a helper that is suitable for him. And then he created the woman. And like I said last week, I did a teaching recently about women, where I said that the purpose of God for humanity cannot be accomplished without women. Because there is a lot going on, a lot of attacks going on against women. I said some of them in that teaching, and there may be another teaching later where I will bring up more of the instances of attacks against women. There are legislations, practices, and several activities going on to destroy women, to discredit their existence, to make them feel less important, to look down on them, to trample on their rights, and so many such is going on. Marriage is one of the areas where a woman can be destroyed. The same thing for men. A man is a balanced man without a woman, without a working, vibrant marriage. That is why we are talking about this today, and I'm happy to see my guests. They are wonderful people, man and woman of God, pastor and pastoress, and professional in their field. Welcome, my mentor. Welcome, Coach D.
Hello, good evening. I hope you can hear us.
Yes. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. I hope you can hear and see us.
I can hear and see you.
Okay. No, I think the network has somehow.
Yeah, don't worry. Network will adjust itself. Don't worry. My doctor,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. Good evening.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to see your face again.
Thank you very much.
When I last saw you on this program and now you have changed. My sister has done a good job. Thank you, Coach D. Also, I want to thank the doctor for taking care of my sister, because this was not the way I saw you in 2022. Coach D, you are better than 2022. God bless you, doctor. Thank you, sir. I can see the network is trying to play tricks on us, but while we are trying to set up and fine-tune the network, I want to quickly read to us a profile about our guests, so that by the time I'm done with that, the network around that area will be good enough for us to start up. As you must have seen from the flyer, we have Dr. and Mrs. Okuneye here, Dr. Olumide and Mrs. Adiola Okuneye. Adiola and Olumide Okuneye are both professionals who have passion for everything marriage and home. Adiola is a fellow chartered accountant and works as a business consultant. Olumide is a consultant veterinary doctor and also a lecturer at a tertiary institution. Both of them met during their NYSC year in Kebbi State in 2005. They have been married for 15 years, 15 good years. 15 years, no be yamo. They have been married for 15 years and blessed with wonderful angels, children. Olumide and Adeola, known as Coach Mide and Coach D respectively, are both certified marriage mentors and relationship coaches with the Institute of Marriage and Family Affairs, TIMFA, in Texas, the United States of America. They have been mentoring over 400 married couples through Marriagmatics Sexology. Now, I'm also a member of Marriagmatics Sexology on WhatsApp, and sincerely, we've received a lot of lectures on that platform. For the past few days, we've been receiving lectures on how people that are fat, can enjoy their sex life in marriage. If you want to know more, please join Marriagmatics Sexology. He has discussed with us on several issues about sex postures, and the rest of them that can spice up sex in marriage. They have also authored books individually and together, such as Marriagmatics, Secrets of Great Sex. If you need that book, please let me know. Marriagmatics, Secrets of Great Sex. They have also authored Marriagmatics, Questions Singles Ask, as well as Questions the Married Ask about sex. They hold shows for both married people and singles on their social media channels. Coach Mide Marriagmatics, that's the name of the social media channel. They also have a YouTube channel with the same name, Coach Mide Marriagmatics. Coach Mide Marriagmatics. You can look up these pages on different platforms: WhatsApp, Telegram, YouTube, and be part of the great things God is using them to teach us in the body of Christ. They founded Marriagmatics Consult, a budding professional counseling outfit for relationship and marriage counseling. They reside in Ibadan. And I want to add that Coach D, the wife, was my mate in secondary school. So if they have been married for 15 years and they had some time for courtship before the marriage, and she was in the university before the marriage, and went to secondary school before the marriage, and I knew her from GSS1, it means we have known each other for 30 years now. We met in 1994 in secondary school. We've known each other for 30 years now. So I'm not telling you about somebody that I don't know very well. And then it is interesting to know that I was also at their wedding 15 years ago. You may not know, but I was there and I served drinks in that wedding. So I'm pleased to associate with them and bring them here today. And I believe through them, as God has given them to be a blessing or to be blessings to several people before now, He will also use them to bless us today and help our marriages and relationships in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you very much, Pastor Mrs. Amen. Yes, I can see a number of people joining us already. Please share this chat, share this live chat to your friends, to different groups that you belong to, because they need to hear this. The society is crumbling because the marriages are crumbling. But it is not all gloomy. There are sweet side to marry, and to get the honey from the moon in marriage, you need to know the skills to make that happen. This is why we are on this platform and treating this subject. There is no hope lost yet. Whatever may be the position or condition of your marriage at the moment, there is healing for you in Jesus' mighty name. Yes, our guests, I think the network is better now. We'll be glad to see you again, to see your face. Thank you. So sorry for the delay. I'm so sorry for disturbing a whole man of God like this and woman of God like this. Recently, for those who follow me on Facebook, you will see that I celebrated 13 years in marriage. They have been in that journey for 15 years, so they are my seniors. And we have a lot to learn from them. That is one of the reasons why.
I can't really hear you.
Yes, so.
Is the network okay at your side?
Yeah, I can hear you very well, and the network is okay here.
Okay, please, maybe you should come again.
Yeah, you can come in now. Hello?
Hello, please. I said maybe you should repeat your question or what you said.
Okay, I've not asked question. I only gave the introduction, and so we can go on like this. Can we go on like this? So you can hear
Please.
your voice.
Okay, go on.
Very good. Okay, good. So until we see your faces, I think the voice will help us.
We can't see.
We have a number of questions we want you to help us with. And some of them is to both of you, and some of them is to each of you, which I will indicate. Now, this first question is to both of you. Let me start with Coach D. How did you know that Coach Mide was meant for you?
How did I know?
Yes.
Well, to be straightforward, I'll just say that with him, I felt at home. Let me put it that way. I felt easy with him. So it wasn't like a forced relationship or relationship you are just, where you are trying to make something work by force. No. So with him, it was just, I just felt peace. I just felt I could trust him, It was so funny. I think the first time he came to my place then in service, when we were serving, I left him alone in my room and I went for a meeting. And I didn't feel as though a stranger was in my room or something. I didn't feel that all my things. How can I just leave someone that I didn't really know too well like that? But with him from the start, it didn't feel like a stranger. So it was pretty easy. So I felt peace. I felt I could trust him with my life on him. So yeah, let me just put it that way.
Wonderful. I thought you had a dream, and in the dream you saw yourself getting married.
Dream did not come my no voice though.
Voices have broken up.
What did
Hey,
you say?
oh. I said many relationships that started with hearing voices broke up. Oh.
Ah, Tom. We never hear voice, so maybe I will still hear it. I don't know, but
That's how people hear it.
clubhouse.
Thank you very much. That was a wonderful experience. My doctor, how did you know that my sister was meant for you?
She's an angel. She's fine. It's because I'm fine.
They play. Thank you very much, sir. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much. For
Yes,
me,
sir.
the paramount and most outstanding way that I got that indisputable
Small.
confirmation and assurance that she's the one was peace. Was peace for me. She was not the first person I met when it comes to the issue of marriage and all. She was not the first relationship basically. And I realized in all the rest, the peace was not absolute. The peace was not total. It was not the kind of peace you don't doubt. I mean, those were, I was just patching it. But with her, there was absolute peace that was from God. And I knew when the peace entered. Because I remembered I sat on a septic tank in front of our room during the service, in front of our lodge, waiting for her to come. And then I just looked up and I said, God, I've seen everything I need in a woman, in this woman. And please, if you give her to me, I will take care of her, by your grace. And I had that peace just dropped into my spirit. Now, that was not the first time God would speak to me through the means of peace. Peace has always been a confirmation for me. Anytime when I want to do things, when I want to take steps, once I have that peace of God, I know it's the right thing. So when it dropped, I knew. And I knew that was my answer. So I went ahead and proposed and she said yes. And here we are, almost 16 years after now. We are going to be 16 in July.
Wonderful. Wow. Thank you very much. Now, I hope our viewers can hear that you don't have to hear one audible voice telling you somebody's name. If you are a child of God and you are in tune with Him, one of the ways by which He speaks to you is peace. Peace. It's one quality that people have lost these days, and they don't take seriously when God is using it to speak to them. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, ma. Thank you for finding my sister, and Coach D, thank you for accepting my doctor. The second question. Now, before I got married, I did not like marriage. And I went around. I asked people who were married, who were older, to give me several reasons why I needed to marry. Because I was looking for an excuse not to marry. So I went around, met people who had experience with marriage, and was asking them that I don't want to marry, but I will change my mind if you can give me 7 reasons why I need to marry. so so I gave them about 2 weeks to gather their reasons, and then years later, after I was married, there was a young man who came to wanting to marry a sister close to me, a youth corps lady who was close to me. So I went to the man. The man came to see me. I said, can you give me 5 reasons why you want to marry? The reasons he gave me, none of them was good enough for marriage. Reasons like my parents said I'm old enough now, I should marry. Reasons like my body is beginning to feel me somehow. I said, if these are the only reasons, you are going to be frustrated somehow. So now I want to ask you, and let me start from my dog. What reason can you give to justify the importance of marriage? Or is marriage a scheme to justify the existence of the creation of the two genders? Because that's what some people think. Oh, they believe that marriage is just a divine maneuver to make the existence of the male and female genders justifiable. That's what some people think. So I want to know if there is any justifiable reason for marriage, sir.
I wish that question would go to my wife first. Okay. In all sincerity, if I want to start exposing the scriptures about the scriptural relevance of getting married, there will be things to say. I mean, I'm telling you, the scripture is loaded with so much blessings in the place of marriage. But I would rather like to talk about personal experiences and some basic reasons you see. For example, sometimes you have some visions, some ideas, and you just push, you rest, you push, you rest. But it's so beautiful when you have somebody who is your own, who is taking up that vision with you. Then together you guys are pushing and delivering much more than what you would have done. Imagine when you go through issues of life, and there are phases, there are stages, there are experiences, and you have nobody to discuss with. Actually, people have people to discuss with, but everybody goes to their home. Everybody goes to their own person, to their home. Don't forget, and to their home. You know, two different. They go to their home. They go to their home. So the question now is, who do you go back to? Let me tell you the truth. You know, in the evening, every chicken that is going about, all those indigenous chicken, will go back to their places. So the question is, where are you going back to? Who has got you? Who has got your back? Who has you as a personal project? Who has you as a personal who has a responsibility over your life? Who is there to be your cheerleader? Who is there committed to you, that will not just let you go when others are letting you go? Who is there to experience life with you? Who is there to smile with, to play with, to joke with? Now, I'm telling you, a lot of people you see around who are like, oh, I'm okay, I can stay on my own, I can do things on my own. When you ask deeper questions, you realize that they are lonely. That while marriage may not cure loneliness, but marriage in a way can help you not being alone and help you to be what God wants you to be, and give you an atmosphere to be able to try. You know, that place. And there is so much, of course, you know, people to create memories with, and then of course be able to give back to children and so many other things. People to share your vision, people to run your vision with, people to deliver. And Bible even talks about when one is cold, another one can, you know, be able to provide warmth, you know, when so much, somebody to defend you, somebody to protect you. Now, these are some of the beautiful excellence of marriage. But the most important part is having a friend that does not need to go back to her home or to his home. Having a friend that is yours, that is in your home, and that you can live life together with. Now, if you now begin to talk about some of the other scriptural part, God commands, God expects a man will leave his father and mother and then be joined to his wife. I mean, for what? Procreation is there, and of course, the sexual part is there, sexual enjoyment, procreation, but more importantly, running the purposes of God on earth, running God's purposes on earth. You know, one will chase 1,000. I mean, two of you will deliver much more. One will pray a prayer, two of you will get things to happen. Because whatever 2 or 3, the Bible says. So if you are two and you are united, you will get things happen and deliver. There are so many advantages of marriage, I'm telling you. Who is there to cover your nakedness when you are naked? Who is there to love you when the shame is there? Who is there to lift you when you are down? Who is there to share with you when you are excited? Who do you share a testimony with? Who do you share your happy things, happy experiences, happy moments with? I'm telling you, life is dull without marriage, but good marriage.
Wow. If I were still single, what you said now will move me to go and look for a wife tomorrow.
You have marketed.
In fact, thank you very much, sir. Coach D, can you help us? If there is
What?
addition.
What more can I say? I said he has marketed marriage. What more can I say? I mean, the points are valid. No matter how marriage is being seen in this present world as maybe this and that negativity around marriage, I tell you, because God, who knows all and sees all, He Himself said it's not good for man to be alone, and that He will provide an helpmate for him. So many people have done exploits. The person behind them a lot of times, are praying wives, are wives that make sure, oh, this person is okay, that person is okay. And same thing for women. We see great women doing exploits. But a lot of times, you see husbands behind them. I was still listening to a conversation about a man of God, and he was just saying that, okay, the person was asking him that, okay, a particular project his wife was championing, that many times he's not on the thing. The man said that it's because he wanted to be at the background so that the woman can shine, and then he was providing support, providing advice, providing all of that in the background. So I don't know how easy it is to do a lot of exploits without having the support of someone that you know that at least this person is for you. It makes it a whole lot easier. I know individual people, single people too can do exploit. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it's a whole lot easier when you have two and you have support of someone else cheering you up, encouraging you, praying for you, and that's it.
Thank you very much. I like the fact that you said, there are people who are also making it equally, but it's better and easier with a good marriage. Thank you very much. And I want to quickly say that if anybody has questions or comments to make, please, you can post it as a comment. Maybe you want to say something or you have a question, you can post it as a comment as we go on. Now, Coach D, the next question is still to you. Now,
Okay.
if marriage is important, why is it so stressful at times?
Yes, it might look stressful at times because it involves two people coming from two different places, two different backgrounds, and so
Different expectations.
yeah, two different expectations. And sometimes, like I learned recently, and sometimes it's always been that knowledge has been in the background, but I heard it recently, and it makes a lot of sense that sometimes people are in love with the expectation they have about love, not necessarily with
The
the
reality.
real person they marry. So in marriage now, you now need to marry. Okay, in marriage you need to marry the expectation and the person together. So all of this cause a whole lot of stress. But this can also be managed when the two parties involved are friends and they keep the communication line open and they are sincere with each other. So you see that typically a lot of marriages, their first few years are times of adjustment. It takes longer for some than others, but typically, I believe that in marriage, within the first 5 years, you should have been well adjusted to a reasonable extent. Some people have it a longer time, but I tell you, what if you are friends and if you are both sincere children of God, stress is lesson because you know that there are some things that are no. For instance, You won't say because we are adjusting to level to marriage, we are adjusting and adjusting. You start beating each other, you start cursing each other. There are some things that because you are Christian, you are not even expected, whether you are married or not. Those are not part of your lifestyle. Those are not supposed to be part of your lifestyle. So the marriage thing now could be stressful a bit, but with friendship, communication, and all, I believe the stress can be minimized, and over time you end up enjoying yourself a great deal. I can tell you for free, marriage is sweet, marriage is interesting, marriage is a blessing, and whatsoever stress that might seem attached to it, sometimes also what people call stress, especially in this present generation, is because they don't want to care about any other person than themselves. So you now find out that in marriage, oh, I have to do this, oh, I have to do that. Meanwhile, you just want to live for me, and me alone. And now you get to marriage, you realize that a lot of sacrifices are involved as a man and as a woman also. You sacrifice for the good of the home, for the man. So some people might term this as stress, that oh, I don't want a stressful life, it's too stressful. Oh, I go back home, I plan the meals for my family as a woman, I say, oh no, it's too stressful. I have to look after my kids and say, okay, have their fees been paid as a man and all of that. I say, oh, it's too stressful. I want to spend my money on myself alone. So the things that people count as stress also could be as a result of their own selfishness. They don't want to live for any other person. So in that case, it will always be stressful until they have a change of, a change of path, and see and embrace that so-called stress, that it's a sacrifice. Our parents sacrificed for us, at least a lot of people like that. So we are here. So why can't we also sacrifice for the next generation, and then in the course of the whole thing enjoy ourselves? So for me, the stress could be seen, but it is worth it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. I wish many people heard this before they entered marriage, or at least in their first year. It would have helped to solve a lot of problems that led to the breakup of their homes. Well, we'll still come there anyway. And the next question is to my doctor. Now, sometimes a woman may not know that she's doing something to hurt the man. Coach B mentioned the issue of communication. There are some men who may not express everything, because sometimes if they express, maybe it will be as if they are nagging or the complaints are getting too much. So some of them just tend to bottle it up. I'm not justifying bottling it up, but I know there are people that keep quiet on a lot of things, that they will be dying, the woman will be killing them unknown to them. So from a man's perspective, because many times when, okay, for instance now, as a lady, Coach B, if your daughter wants to marry, what we have seen over time is that you, the mother, will be counseling your daughter about men. Saying that, okay, this is how to deal with a man, you need to be patient, you need to do this. But the truth is, you are not a man. And you cannot know how men feel and think 100%. So the best person to counsel your daughter about men is my doctor. The same thing for the male, that the man is not the best person to tell his son about women. It is his mother that needs to do that. Now, from a man's perspective, sir, in what way do women contribute to the problem in marriage? From a man's perspective, doctor is looking for simpler terminologies.
Have you asked the question, sir?
so as a man,
Oh,
from a man's
Okay.
perspective,
okay.
from a man's perspective, from a man's view, in what ways do you think women contribute to the problems in marriage?
In what way do they contribute to the
Problems in
problem
marriage,
in marriage?
from a
And
man's
you are
perspective.
asking me in front of my wife? Huh?
He didn't say in what way me, so feel free.
Okay, as a
Eh,
counselor.
I don't didn't say cancel.
That is the confession time then.
If your hand is clean, no
The
problem.
answer is they don't contribute
They
to
don't-
any problem.
Oh, now
they,
they are angels.
they are angels. All of them are completely perfect. They are.
Play.
They don't.
Why are you
It's
afraid?
only men who are. We are.